Hey guys, hey listen, I want to give you a tip, something I think is going to really be helpful to you. If you're in sales, if you have your own business, if you've started something that you're just now trying to get some traction, I want to give you something that really helped me over 10 years ago, and I use this regularly now, and it's helped me to develop and grow and scale my business. And it was something I did a number of years ago where I ended up taking, if I can show you, these old daytimers, these planners, and I would just in pencil write in all my speaking engagements or all my coaching or my training engagements. Anything that I was doing, I would write it down. And anything I did that I got paid for, what I did is I would ask myself this question: how did I get that? Where did that person, that company, that group, where did they hear about me, and how did I end up landing that particular opportunity? And you know what I found out? After going back to some 3 years of engagements from calendars like these, what I found out was in almost 90% of the cases, it was somebody that heard me give a presentation or speak. And out of that, I developed this model or a framework called the Wedge Strategy. And the wedge strategy is pretty simple. Actually, it's a little bit like this. If you took something like this is a letter opener, but it's got this edge here. And if I was able to wedge this edge in, now I've got a lot more leverage to open something. See, if I don't have the ability to wedge this in, then I'm not going to have a lot of leverage. But if I can get that in there, now suddenly there's the leverage. Well, every one of us has our own little wedge. It's this tip right here that you've got to learn what is my wedge, and not everybody's wedge is the same. And you've got to figure out what it is, because once you figure it out, that's what you want to spend the majority of your time on. I know a lot of people who would tell themselves, man, if I could just set up a breakfast with somebody or a lunch with somebody that's a decision maker, if I could just get in front of them, I could make the sell. And what they find out is that they don't, because they're actually not very good at closing a sale over breakfast or over lunch. Now, there's some people that is their wedge. If they can just get in front of somebody, the deal is done. They know how to close really, really well. And there's so many different edges and wedges that people can use. Some people are fantastic on the phone. Some people are great at email marketing. Some people are great at social media marketing. Some people are great at asking for referrals. There's so many different wedges that you can leverage to get more traction in your business. Well, for me, what I found out was that my wedge was anytime I got a chance to get up and speak to a group, speak at a trade show, speak at a conference, there was somebody that always said, hey, can you come give that presentation or something like it to my group over here? As soon as I realized that, man, I stopped doing all this other stuff that I used to do when it came to marketing my business. And what I began to do now is all I did is try to find opportunities to speak. And early on in my business, I would do free lunch and learns. If I could just get up in front of a group and just be able to spend 45 minutes with them, I knew that they could see what I'm talking about and what I do, and I'd have a much better chance of gaining a client that way. And that's what I did. And as a result of that, now for many, many years, I've held a very, very full schedule. And I'm very grateful for that, because I leveraged my wedge. So I want you to ask yourself this question: what is it in particular that you are really good at? What is your wedge? What is that one thing that you do that you usually convert it into a sale? That somebody sees, man, I want to do business with this person. I want to buy from this person. Whatever you identify that as, you need to spend at least 80% of your energy and your time trying to do more of that. And if you can begin doing more of that, I promise you, you will see the rewards and the dividends come out of that. The days of spending time doing all this other work and all this kind of other busy work to try to get business that's just not effective, we've got to stop that. We just don't have that kind of time and those kinds of resources. So identify what is your wedge. And once you identify that, create a strategy of what can I do to make sure I am leveraging that wedge as much as possible, and you will see your business grow.